I want to begin by saying something to the members of our party who put their trust in me for next year's crucial mayoral election, and to all my friends in local government who've given me so much support. Thank you. You may remember that the constituency of Twickenham was always thought to be impregnable. They called him Invincible Cable, a seat the Tories could never possibly win. Well, no one told Tanya Mathias that. Tanya, thank you for giving me such an inspiring example to follow. Now, I've always believed that the most important politics is local politics, and our party's record in local government is a very proud one. We keep taxes down, we keep neighbourhoods green, we keep people safe, and that is why we need a Conservative in the biggest government job of all. Labour's search for a mayoral candidate was deeply divisive and vicious, and by contrast, our own search was civilised and constructive, and I look forward to working with Andrew Boff, Syed Kamal, Stephen Greenhalgh, all of them distinguished servants of our capital city. When my constituents gave me the thumbs up to put myself forward as the candidate, I knew the scale of the task, and I will fight with everything I have to win this campaign. Boris Johnson defied political gravity by beating Ken Livingstone twice. And he also managed to defy economic gravity by giving London the confidence we needed to beat the recession, to deliver record investment and a record number of jobs. And when the capital does well, the whole country does well. But London's population will increase by 1.5 million people in the next 15 years. There will be immense pressure on our housing, our living environment, our schools, and of course on our transport system. And the Chancellor yesterday dropped a big hint about Crossrail 2 going ahead. Now, he's not a man who says things by mistake, so being an optimist, I'm determined to convert that into a solid green light, and I hope we will do so. Crossrail 2 is clearly essential, but it is only part of the story. We're going to need record investment in our transport network just to keep London moving. We need finance and we need reform. Now, George Osborne has started a revolution by handing great powers back from the centre, and we're going to see better decision-making, stronger governance, more accountability, and London needs that too, which is why yesterday's announcement by the Chancellor was so welcome. Now, New York, to put it in context, retains half the taxes it raises. London holds on to just 7%. It is time for London to keep more of its own revenue. But these things, greater devolution, lower taxes, better infrastructure, can only be delivered if there is a mutual trust and respect between local and national government. And that will only happen if we have a Conservative mayor working with a Conservative government. Some of you may have noticed that I have an interest in the environment. Well, we are blessed to have a capital whose parks and commons and gardens mark it out among the most beautiful cities in the world. But the sheer pace of change means that we're going to have to do more than merely protect our existing environment. We're going to have to work to enhance it. We need to guarantee that every child and every family has access to somewhere to play, to grow, to cherish. London is already the greatest city on earth, but I want it to be the greenest. And we're going to have to get to grips with one of the great menaces of urban life, air pollution. We can save thousands of lives every year, in part thanks to the creativity of the market. You can already drive from this hall in Manchester to London City Hall for less than £5 in an all-electric, British-made Nissan Leaf. There you go. We need to accelerate. We need to accelerate that transition. But by far, the biggest challenge London faces is housing. Now, I remember in 2008 when I was selected to contest Richmond Park and North Kingston, and the candidates were all asked, who is going to fight off the developers? And then just a few months ago, the very same people asked candidates in the general election hustings, how the hell are our kids going to get homes to live in? We've seen a giant shift. Rents in the capital are already double the national average. The cost of a home for a first-time buyer is also double the national average. Londoners today are being priced out of their own city. And if the very people who make it what it is can no longer afford to live in their own city, if young people can't start a family because they can't afford to move, then opportunities for families and for businesses will simply dry up. Now, the answer is not easy, but it is simple. We need to build. And contrary to what some believe, there is no shortage of land, and specifically there is no shortage of brownfield land. We can build the homes London needs without destroying the green spaces we love. The Mayor's new Land Commission will identify all publicly owned brownfield land in our capital. And we already know that put together, land owned by Transport for London would be bigger than the entire borough of Camden. And there is no shortage of finance either. Everyone wants to invest in London. Our capital city is seen as a safe bet for investors. But where homes are bought purely as investments and are then left empty, that causes huge resentment. So we can do one of two things. We can close the doors to outside investors, which is what the Labour Party would have us do, or we can capture that finance, and we can use it to build the homes we need on publicly owned land. As Mayor, I will set up a fund designed specifically to attract big institutional investors, and I will use it to build a new generation of homes for young people who neither qualify for housing lists nor are able to buy, but who have to spend most of their income on rent. This is a cause worth fighting for. But there is one important caveat. Development will fail, and it will deserve to fail if we disrespect and trample on existing communities. Many Londoners are instinctively suspicious of new development, and I don't blame them. Too often they have no control, no say over what is built in their backyard. And when a new development is proposed for their community, it's often ugly, out of proportion, out of keeping, and it is simply dumped on them with no thought whatsoever as to the effect it will have on their area. There is no case for ignoring local opinion. Yes, we need to build more, but we also need to build well. And if we get it right, if we work with communities, if we give them a real say, then the opportunities are endless. And just consider the 3,500 or so 1950s and 1960s estates, many of them poorly designed, many of them coming to the end of their lives. With the consent of the local community and with guarantees that they won't be fragmented, we have a chance to rebuild them and provide more homes, better communities, more beautiful streetscapes. We know that high density doesn't have to mean high rise, alienating blocks, magnets for social problems. We can have attractive street-based developments that people actually want to live in. Which is why, if I'm elected mayor, I will ensure that local communities can vote to require the mayor to call in significant developments. I believe passionately in giving communities a voice and making that voice decisive. I want to make direct democracy a London reality, and this will be just a first step. This is the country that gave democracy to the world, and it is time to renew that democracy, to bring it closer to the people, to make that power, those people with power more accountable, to give community more control over the decisions that affect their lives. Now, next May will decide London's future. Do we want a capital city run by a Labour Party that has already committed itself to supporting each and every strike, no matter the motive, no matter the cause? a party in the grip of unbending ideologues, a party that knows only how to divide. Ours is a better and a more hopeful vision, and that's why I put myself forward for this election. We can build on Boris's legacy and fight for a safer, a greener, a happier, a more united city, a city that works for all Londoners. Now, I know it will be the mother and father of all political battles, but with your help and with your hard work, I know that we can and will win for London. Thank you.